Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. It's Mark Yegi here, and I have a little webinar coming up tonight. But I thought I'd give you like a little preview of what I'm going to be talking about tonight, just because this is really basically a test of the going live thing. I'm not going live very often, so I figure why don't I test this stuff out? So let me get into Zoom here, and I will share my screen. I've got a little echo going on here. So let's see if I can do that. All right, so. Can't do that yet. There we go. So I want to show you this screen that I have, and this is a program that I use called Option Strat, and it allows me to kind of look at an option visually, and I'm a visual kind of guy, and so this really helps me a lot more than if I didn't do that. So I'm looking at the S&P, and we're going to talk about the SPY tonight. It's the SPY, the S&P 500. Right now, and the market's closed, it trades at 634, let's call it, okay? What we're doing is we're setting up a long call, a long put. We'll go into some of the reasons why later, and a short call and a short put. Okay. And now I can play around with these settings here. I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. And you can see the different results that I get. And I'll explain it in just a second. So I'm going deep in the money on my long call. I'm going deep in the money on my long put. Now, what I'm also doing is I'm going short around the money. Now, remember, we try to collect the juice. And so when we collect the juice, that's our income. So we're not trying to predict whether the S&P is going up or down or sideways. I know normally I do. In cash flow machine, it's a slightly bullish strategy. It's, flat to bullish. We like the stock to go above our strike price. And we get to collect income when we do that. But in this strategy, which we're going to go over tonight at 8 p.m., okay, this is just a teaser. We're going to go over at 8 p.m. It's a delta neutral strategy. We like to keep things neutral. Why? Because if the market goes down, we're cool. If the market goes up, we're cool. We want the market to kind of stay in this little, what I call a volcano. You see what you have on your screen? I look at it, it looks like a little volcano with maybe a little caved in top or a pyramid that's got the top sheared off of it. Okay. That's the portfolio profile that we like to look with. And this whole area of green is what I call the profit zone. And these area between the two lines make up the borders of the profit zone. So we want to keep our ticker, our name, our stock, our security, our ETF inside the profit zone. So I create this long position and then I create a short position inside it. The short position pays us the income. So you're seeing a long position that goes out a ways, and then you're seeing short positions that go out, maybe 9 or 10 days in this case. Okay. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to memorize the numbers. But some numbers on the screen that you should look at are how much it's going to cost this position. This is a net debit. So we got to come out of our pocket $37,920. You can hopefully can see that right there. And then it shows you the max profit on this trade. Now, the max profit means we're right at one of these little tippy tops, right? And anywhere in this plateau, I like to call it a plateau or a shelf. If we have this plateau or shelf, that's pretty close to the max profits. We like to have it be in here. If it starts, falling off the side of the pyramid or the volcano, we have to make some changes. And that's cool because we don't know which way the market's going to go, really. And so if we have to make changes, those are cool. We can make money in our trade adjustments. That's where the money is made in this strategy. So let me just go back and say, this is a cool strategy. It's a sideways strategy. We want the market to be sideways. By the way, the market's yellow right now, which is sideways. And that means, it's trying to figure out which way. Does it want to go up? It's been going up for a couple months. Does it want to go down? Does it want to kind of stay sideways? We're in that kind of, yellow light situation, right? Should you punch the accelerator, go through the light, or should you hit the stop sign or the brakes? So that's kind of the whole profile of what we got going on. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Like we can do this with any stock and it takes time to set all this stuff up. But the cool thing is now you can move this around and you can get a good visual. Let's say you think the market's going to go down a little bit. Maybe you skew a little bit to the downside, right? You see how it skews? This is the current price, but if it goes down, you make a little bit more money. So you have the ability to skew, which is a little bit advanced for what we're going to be talking about tonight, frankly. But I'm so excited about this strategy because it it really is, if you can find something that kind of stays in a range, right? And listen, 80% of stocks stay in a range most of the time, and 20% is when they trend up or down. So you got the probabilities on your side when you can keep things trading in a range. Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking tonight. There should be an upcoming link coming up for our go live webinar tonight. Listen, I'm going to tell you about how it works. I can't teach you the whole thing, but I'm going to show you some examples, kind of like I'm doing here. And I'm going to show you kind of the thinking, and you're going to get the philosophy. And if you like it, great. Awesome. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. That's kind of cool. So listen, thanks for tuning into this little test. And I'll see you live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on @Covered Calls. That's the name of the channel. And I'll see you then. Thanks for joining in, and I'll see you later. Bye.